What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update where we're going to go into the latest Tottenham news, starting off with a potential transfer. Goes by the name of Riccardo Calafiori. Gazzetta Italia say that Tottenham have identified Riccardo Calafiori as a potential target to improve their defensive options. Spurs are keen on the player and will face competition from Juventus and Napoli. And we did bring you a couple of centre-backs yesterday, which we both were kind of in agreement saying they're probably not the right fit and not the players that we're going to be looking to go for in the summer window. But I think this one is probably a good fit. You know, left-footed, left centre-back, can play left-back as well if really need be. So he's having a really good season in Italy at the moment, and I think this one could be a goer.
What's also really great is that Bologna, they play a very aggressive style of play under Thiago Motta. They're having a great season in Serie A at the moment. Obviously, players from Serie A are a lot cheaper than Premier League for the obvious reasons. They don't have as much money, and they're more willing to do deals. And playing in that kind of style, he's going to be very suited to maybe Ange's style of play because how much risk Bologna put to their defending. So he's already going to be up to speed in somewhat in terms of how we like to play. Obviously, he's going to have some sort of learning curve, but playing in the way Thiago Motta has him set up, I think it's going to be really... It's going to be very kind of tailor-made to getting set up for Ange, I reckon. So I think it kind of works in that way.
It seems like Spurs only shop in Serie A these days. The Don Paratici effect, I guess.
Undervalued market.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I'm happy with the majority of signings that we have gone for in Serie A. But in terms of Bologna...
And first of all, just to add on that, look how well Italy are doing in the coefficients. It's no surprise. They're like, Serie A's having a very good time at the moment.
Yeah, it's true. But in terms of Bologna, they really have been brilliant this season. I think that in terms of their home record, only Inter Milan can boast a better home record in Serie A this season. So that just goes to show what a great job Thiago Motta is doing. And Calafiori is one of the standout players in the backline for them this season. So in terms of money, you're probably going to be facing, what, 25, 30 million, something for someone like him?
Yeah, probably. It obviously depends if they qualify for Champions League at the end of the season. It looks like a good chance they might do, but yeah, I think depends on all these different things.
Yeah, at the moment they are fourth, 3 points above Roma, who are in fifth. So you know, still a long way to go on that front. But let's talk about Alo Vali's now. Dario AS are reporting that Alo Vali's lack of minutes on loan at Seville has frustrated Tottenham, who only sanctioned the loan move after getting the impression that Vali would get real opportunities to impress. And I remember when we broke this story at the time, that was one of the key sticking points that Sevilla said that he was going to have first team opportunities. So I'm not surprised that Tottenham are frustrated at this loan spell because it's not doing anyone any favors. What's going on at the moment?
Yeah, and if he's not playing, he's better off staying at Tottenham, that's for sure. If he's not getting any minutes on the pitch, being on loan at Sevilla, where he's sitting on the bench and not getting used to our style of play, not being involved with his teammates in training, developing those kind of relationships on the pitch, on the training ground, it's only going to harm his development when he comes back because if he's not getting that development on the pitch and getting regular minutes, he's almost back to square one. Once he comes back to the summer, he's going to be back in that situation where he's still looking for minutes. Is he still ready to play? All these kind of things. I guess the goal was, you know, he plays regularly for Sevilla and he comes back next season, he has that experience behind him and he's more ready to contribute for the first team. But if he's not playing, that's a big problem. So looks like this is not going the way. Look, there's still 10 games to go. Maybe he'll get a chance if there's an injury or whatever, but it's very disappointing, the level of minutes he's received so far. And I'm sure Vali and Tottenham are both not happy with the situation.
Yeah, and I, for one, is that I don't love you know, what he's shown on the pitch, but I like what he's shown so far in terms of his short cameos. He obviously got that goal against Brighton in that defeat, but I was really excited about the prospect of him going to Sevilla and watching him play for a top team in a top league. But it hasn't worked out like that. But hopefully he can get those minutes from now to the end of the season. Let's talk about Cuti Romero now. Simon Collins are giving us a report saying that Cuti Romero has expressed a desire to play for Argentina at the Olympics, which finishes just 3 days before the 24-25 season begins. Romero will also be playing in the Copa America, which runs between the 20th of June until the 14th of July. So a busy summer set ahead for Cuti Romero, and with him playing in the Copa, potentially the Olympics as well, means he won't be able to start the season with Spurs, won't have a pre-season either.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a disaster from Tottenham's point of view, not just because of all those factors, but because of the lack of rest and how that will impact him during the season, not just the beginning of the season. You can maybe get away with missing a game at the beginning or whatever, and also him being part of pre-season, I'm sure that's important. But if he's playing, I'm sure he'll be back up to speed, and he's one of our most important players. He knows how we like to play, but the problem will be how that affects him with fatigue during the season. Once it comes to December time, is he going to be feeling it? I remember Alexis Sanchez really suffered from this. I think he had like 2 summers in a row, because I think for some reason the Copa was played back to back, and he had like 2 summers in a row where he literally didn't have a break. And I think and then all of a sudden he started to falter quite badly.
Was that when he was at United?
I think it was at Arsenal, and then obviously moved to United, but he started to basically not be at his best, and he started to really suffer from fatigue, and he never really recovered from it. Even now, he's not the same player he was back when he was at his peak. And he started really declining at like 28. He was quite young when he started declining. So I really hope that Romero thinks a lot about that and about his future when he makes these decisions, because going through a whole summer, it means he's not going to have, because he had the World Cup, and obviously he had the pre-season this summer, but he had the World Cup in mid-season, and then he's had Copa America, which is also a taxing tournament. He's not going to have a long break until the Olympics, and he's going to go straight into the season, straight after the Olympics. So Tottenham will definitely be against it. I know that, but obviously it's Romero's career, it's his decisions. But I do fear what next season will look like for him if he literally plays throughout the whole summer. I do fear for that.
All competitive football as well, and you've got to remember Spurs are going out to Australia as soon as the season finishes and playing that friendly. I know it's just a friendly, but it's still something to consider as well. So you come back from Australia, you have about 2 or 3 weeks break, and then it's non-stop football until the end of the season. It's just a bit nuts, isn't it? It's
crazy. I really hope he thinks a lot about it. But look, I understand in a player like Romero, 25 or however old he is, not having played in Olympics before. It's a big opportunity to represent your country at such a big event. And so I understand that he would want to play in it. But I know I'm thinking of him with my Tottenham hat on. Obviously, I'm very much against that, and I'm sure Tottenham will be as well. But obviously, there's not much they can do.
As much as he wants to play as well, surely the Argentinian FA or whoever's picking the team should be taking player welfare into consideration as well, and maybe not pick anyone for the Olympics that's going to play in the Copa.
I agree. Unless maybe you're like an old player who's like, maybe like Di Maria, whose career's ending soon anyway, and it's got a last chance for him to do something like that. But someone like Romero, who's so important for us, our vice captain, one of our main players, I just really hope that he doesn't overdo it. But Romero's one of those guys where if he's available to play, he'll rush himself back, won't he? And he'll do it. He played through injury and he's done all these kind of things. So knowing his mentality, he's going to do everything to try and get there, I imagine.
I just hope the hierarchy make the right decision and put player welfare before anything else. Now, Harry Kane is set to return to N17 as Tottenham announced that they'll be hosting Bayern Munich in a pre-season friendly at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the 10th of August. The tweet said, we will face 6-time European champion Bayern Munich in the Visit Malta Cup at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday, the 10th of August. It's 5:30 kickoff. So basically, Spurs are going to get a trophy at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at the expense of Harry Kane.
That'll be brilliant. Big question is, will you boo? No, I'm joking. I'm not going to boo, I'm sure.
Still got a bloody mural outside the stadium.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Is this our first pre-season trophy at the stadium? Like we haven't had a tournament or whatever. Is it just them? Is anyone else involved?
Yeah, just
one-off game. We like to try and make it as easy as possible to win pre-season tournaments, don't we? So not surprised. I think we've beaten Bayern to a pre-season tournament before, haven't we?
Did
The
on penalties,
Audi Cup, right?
Yeah.
So we have previous. They're going to want revenge, aren't they?
But even if Bayern do win it, like that will be Harry Kane lifting a trophy in Bayern colours on the Spurs pitch.
Yeah, that's going to be meme to hell. Oh, God, don't want that.
But if Spurs win it, that will also be meme to hell.
Yeah, but in a positive light.
But this does put into doubt a little bit this Korean trip that we were thinking about. Ali Gold did say that Spurs are planning to play Bayern in Korea. Bayern have announced their Korean trip, but now Spurs have announced this friendly at the Tottenham Stadium against Bayern. So it's all a bit strange, isn't it?
Well, Bayern is still going to Korea.
Yeah, but no word of Spurs going.
It's true. Obviously, this friendly is part of the agreement, actually, from the Kane deal, isn't it? So all the proceeds going to Tottenham. That's obviously all the money that we earn from this friendly is going to be part of the deal.
Yeah.
So buy as many beers you can to inflate that transfer fee. That would be my suggestion. But in terms of career trip, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's just a case of, it could be a case that Spurs didn't buy and didn't agree to the career friendly going towards the transfer deal. So maybe that's why. Maybe we're not going to be playing Bayern and we're still going. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. We'll see. Look, there's no suggestion at the moment. There's no career trip. No rumours. But the fact that it seems like I find it unlikely we're not going to play Bayern twice in one summer. Yeah. You never know, but I doubt it. So if we're not playing Bayern in Korea, does it put the whole trip in jeopardy? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There's no suggestion from anyone yet that the trip's not going ahead.
Well, there are also rumours that Wolves could be going to Korea this summer. So maybe it could be Spurs against Wolves in
Makes
Korea.
Sense.
So we'll see. But last but not least, Richarlison has done an interview where he's opening up about depression. Quite a big interview, actually. I'll read you the quotes and then we can react to it. He says, I just played in the World Cup, man. At my peak, I was reaching my limit, you know. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about killing myself, but I was in depression there and I wanted to give up. Even I, who seemed to be mentally strong after the World Cup, it seemed like it all fell apart. I think the therapist, like it or not, saved my life. I only thought rubbish. Even on Google, I only searched for rubbish. I only wanted to see rubbish about death. Today, I can say, look for a psychologist if you need a psychologist. Look for one because it's nice for you to open up like that, for you to be talking to the person because it's very important. And whether we like it or not, it saves lives. And I think this interview that he's given is really important and it will help a lot of people. And, it's a brave interview as well to talk about these kind of things.
Yeah, it's a great message to send out to people, especially someone like Richarlison, obviously big money Premier League football player who seems to have it all. And it's an important lesson that even people in that kind of position, you don't always know what's going on in their life, and it doesn't always just make you happy having all these things. And mental health is a very important thing, and the fact that Richarlison is speaking so openly about it and urging people to get help is a great message. And I'm so happy that he's someone representing our club saying these kind of things, and it's only hopefully gonna. Hopefully people take the positive messages out of that.
And it just shows you just never know what goes on behind closed doors, do you? Because everyone at the time when Richarlison was playing poor was saying, oh, get him off the team, let's sell him and all these kind of things. And you just don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And it's important that, players come out, not even just players, but anyone comes out and talks about their problems, make their problems out in the open and fixes their problems. And it looks like he's done that.
Yeah, agreed.
So that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding anything that we've spoken about today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.